All right, ladies and gentlemen, how to live your best life by exiting the system and the scam that is a control matrix. I'm Christopher Greene. It is a beautiful day out here in Maui, booyah. You guys asked for this video, so I'm giving it to you. We got some huge surf in the background today, so you'll hear some crashing waves behind me. Well, the first thing you got to do is exit the system. So how do you guys do that? How do you exit the system? Well, the way I did it, because I started broke, literally in the basement 16 years ago, started making YouTube videos, I utilized the internet. It was the first way that I figured out you could make money. So I learned how to monetize on the internet, on YouTube, and then eventually I learned how to do e-commerce, and I learned how to do marketing, and I learned how to do sales. Now I own multiple companies, Jeeps, real estate, the Island Project, blockchain, AMTV, and a whole heck of a lot more, a brokerage. So the point is, start small, but you gotta look at ways to get outside of the system. Okay, so how are you gonna do that now? Everybody's aware of the internet. The other point is that you've gotta be a first mover. That means you've gotta identify trends before everybody else. It was a lot easier to get started in social media 16 years ago than it is now when it's become very saturated. So what do you do in 2023? Where Joe Biden is declaring a permanent emergency in the United States of America. It's laughable. And the FAA just grounded like thousands of flights all over the country, proving just how vulnerable our whole system is. What do? Where's the next opportunity as they lock everything up into a control grid and we talk about all the problems that we see on a daily basis? Well, you got to think again, how are you going to get outside of the system? How are you going to be different? And how are you, more importantly, going to think different than everybody else? So the number one trend that I see, and it's the one I'm investing in the most right now, is blockchain tech. But in addition to that, it's decentralized ecosystems and parallel economies. Now, obviously you guys know, I run Island Project. That is basically like everything I'm invested in right now. That's just one example though, okay, of a decentralized ecosystem. I think that these mini economies of like minds really are the future of America. And I believe it's the future of commerce, and I also believe it's the future of the internet. So let me explain this. I mean, the reason I got involved in blockchain, Bitcoin, crypto, Island Project in the first place and invested in it is because I believe in freedom, and I also want to operate outside of the system. I don't want to be institutionalized. Okay, just like college isn't a guarantee of your success, and it doesn't teach you how to make money, and it doesn't teach you how to start a business, and it doesn't teach you how to market, and it doesn't teach you how to think creatively. Okay, this is why we see time and again all the world's billionaires are college dropouts, and some of them didn't even get past freaking high school. Because when you're innovating, and it's not like each and every one of us has to go out and be Mark Zuckerberg tuning in, okay? But when you're innovating, it's something that's never been done before. It's something completely new and different, which means there's opportunity because it's never been tested and tried. And number two, in addition to that, you're ahead of the curve of everyone else. There's less competition. Let me give you an example. Everyone says in the mainstream media that we're in a huge recession right now. Do you believe that? Do you believe we're in a depression? Like, what's your opinion? Because in Maui, we just had a record sale of the most expensive home that's ever sold in Maui just a couple days ago. Sold for like $32 million, the south side, from an undisclosed buyer just a few days ago. Record sales. We haven't even seen a slowdown at all. And in fact, that same home in 2 years, I think will be worth $50 million, in my opinion. So my point is, while the economy slows down for some, while the masses are basically pushed and corralled into a corner of surveillance and control, and we know where all the negativity of this is headed, like UBI, there's part of society that is completely living and operating on a different level, seizing opportunities, making investments in themselves, into businesses, into startup culture, into opportunities that other people don't see. So, you know, as bad as we might think things are sometimes, and as bad as things are in terms of loss of freedom and inability to have a lot of the liberty that we once did worldwide, there's actually giant opportunity in it. And the reason for it is most people don't want that. Like, talk to your friends. If you ask them, hey, do you want to be a slave? They'll probably say no. Hey, do you want to be tracked and surveilled everywhere you go by the American police state and the FBI and NSA, which admit that they're literally illegally tracking and tracing you, which is not just anti-constitutional, but freaking illegal. Same thing with the NDA and the National Defense Authorization Act. If they deem you somebody they don't like, they can go after you. Illegal and anti-constitutional. So what do you do about that? In my opinion, you got to create options. So in my view, when you're looking at 2023, I'd be thinking, hey, what are my options? What are my tools? Maybe your tools is you've got a really good job right now. So you've got some cash flow coming in so you can afford to invest in other ideas, projects, and investments. If you don't have money, maybe it's an idea. If it's not an idea, maybe it's the people you know. Or maybe it's access to a friend or a family member, or even a location or a place. Like, let's say you live on the beach, that's a strategic advantage. People might want to see the beach. There could be a business that you could create on the beach, for example. So it really does start with mindset, and I would say that's the biggest shift you can make for yourself. That's actually the biggest thing that you can do on a daily basis. And the other truth, the hard truth is, most people don't want to put in the work. So if you're willing to do what other people are unwilling to do, to grind through benchmarks and challenges, like there's many times in my life as I'm pushing through business opportunities and business goals where you feel like quitting. And you're like, oh man, I don't know if I can do any more of this. Like, because it's challenging and you're up early in the morning. Let's say you're working out. I went for a workout this morning. I was lifting weights. Like, it's not like every single day you want to get up and do that. So my point is discipline, consistency, mental aptitude, and then pushing through the pain of what other people are incapable of. It's usually when you're at your breaking point, honestly, you're at a big moment where you're going to break through the paradigm, through the glass ceiling to the next major level. So, in my opinion, the biggest takeaway of this video, and some of you might already know this, but the future is decentralized parallel economies, like the Island Project. The future of exiting out of the control grid system is building a new system. It's building your own system for change. Here's what's amazing about it. For you entrepreneurs out there that are interested in making a living and increasing your cash flows and taking care of your family, because money is a tool, or growing a business or an idea, there's actually a lot of money in it. Okay, the parallel economy industry, if we'll call it that, is a multi-trillion-dollar new industry that very few people are identifying or picking up on as being a very, very big thing in the near future. So in the next few years, you're gonna see all of that blow up like the internet. You're gonna see a decentralized internet built by freedom fighters around the world, like maybe some of you tuning in, that want more options than, let's just say, 5 gatekeepers and technological oligarchs to control all of your lives. So this is really what the power, I guess, for good that technology can bring us, because we already know the damage that it can do as well, right? Kids looking at their cell phones, not interacting, not seeing human faces. We still see people living in constant fear and hostility today. I mean, Biden he extended the emergency, guys. We're in a permanent emergency in the United States. I mean, gosh forbid the waves crash. It's an emergency, guys. So I just encourage you to think positively. Look for change in your life. Look for opportunities, and do not get discouraged with failure or adversity. God is sharpening all of you like a perfect statue or a weapon, okay, for service. And so take whatever you got, the good, harness that, have faith and courage this year in 2023. And any of the bad, chuck it and flush it down the toilet, and don't focus on your weaknesses. I think personally, you know, that's wonderful advice for many of you tuning in. And then just continue to get ready, be prepared, but also play to win. I see far too many of you, even when I have consulting calls, for example, with Island Project Club, where it's like, you guys need to change your mindset. You're thinking in scarcity. If you're thinking in fear and scarcity all the time, you can't grow. If you're worried about money, I guarantee you won't make any. You have to think in abundance. If you're fearful of something constantly, then that will be your reality and that will come true. But if you're able to embrace the beauty, okay, and just the sheer godliness of, I call it like, not just nature, but energetic, collective consciousness and humanity, you'll see that you can break through the paradigm in your own universe and truly change your own life, to live your best life, to have the 1000x life, to be the man or woman that you want to be, to maybe be respected is what you want, or to be admired, or maybe it's like taking care of your parents in retirement. All those things can be done, or maybe it's self-improvement and building confidence in yourself during all this tyranny and during all this fear and during the constant emergency. So the best athletes, the best speakers, the best businessmen, the best technologists weren't born that way, they worked at it. They had to fail their way towards that. And so don't get discouraged. I just encourage you, honestly, think about this, pray about this today. I'm praying for all of you guys tuning in. I pray a lot for you, by the way. And I've prayed for a lot of you, dozens of you, on our consulting calls recently at Island Project Club. I encourage you to join that. I mean, if you want to change your life, I'll help motivate you and I'll identify specific opportunities that you can go and target today with a strategic action plan for success. Whether or not that's crypto, blockchain, starting a business, self-improvement, health and wellness, or anything else. So also we have some major news. Of course, I'm in escrow along with my team on the first flagship one Maui mega retreat. Super excited. We're in the inspection right now. So I've been very busy the last couple days, so I haven't done as much videos. Congratulations to all of our members and all of you tuning in. I'm going to be broadcasting all of this publicly to the world very, very soon. We sent our private newsletters out, of course, to all the members and our investors over the weekend. So I'm releasing more and more details, and that just kind of proves the point. You know, we launched Island Project late July during the downturn of crypto. The last couple of months, the major headlines have been SBF and the scams and the collapse of cryptocurrency and everything's going to zero. But just a short 6 months later, we're actually executing all cash in the first flagship Island Project mega retreat that's gonna blow your freaking mind 1000x. So I'll leave you with that and just encourage you and also motivate you guys tuning in. You know, don't get discouraged, go be bold, live your dreams, and let others be the cynics and the haters. Let them watch. Show people what you're going to do through action and not just talk. So get up off your butts today, guys. Take that action. Maybe it's taking a walk, going for a jog. Maybe it's thinking about that business idea. Maybe it's clicking the link below at islandprojectclub.com and joining us for the $1,500 consulting call, which you can book right away when you join today. Or maybe it's joining Island Project in the private placement at islandproject.com. And I've got a phone number in the description box below if you want to talk with my team. My very handsome father and Vice President John Greene. We're here to help you guys, and that's my primary mission. My primary mission, honestly, the next decade or longer. I mean, you're gonna see this blow up into an opportunity like you've never seen in human history. Be positive here, okay? This is where the great businesses, the great ideas, and the great technologies, and you tuning in, will build yourself up and emerge stronger than you've ever been. So do it with me. I'm Christopher Greene. God bless. Jesus Christ is Lord. And God bless all of you. These waves are just sick.